Howdy friends, and welcome to today's video. Today, we're going to be talking about the 10 essentials. In last week's video, I made a quick mention of them and realized I didn't really go into detail, so I wanted to take an opportunity to maybe explain to you guys, help understand the history of the 10 essentials and why they're so dang important for any outdoor excursion. So, let's get started. So originally, the 10 Essentials were developed by a mountaineering club in the Pacific Northwest in the 1930s, and they were originally sort of a, hey, pack these 10 items in your bag so you can be safe in the outdoors. Since its inception, it's kind of evolved to a more systemic approach, where instead of saying, oh, bring a lighter to start your fire, it says, okay, bring a fire starting kit or a stove, something along those lines. So since its original inception, it has come a long way to kind of fit better for whatever outdoor recreation you're doing, and you can make it sort of fit your own approach of whatever you're doing. So let's get into it. First and foremost, you need navigation. Whether that's the old map and compass or a GPS on your phone, you need some way to get around in the backcountry and to check that you know where you're at. And if you get off trail, you need some sort of a way to figure out, okay, I know if I walk this direction, I'll be back where I need to be. Without this, obviously, you can get lost. It could be kind of bad. But there are a lot of great methods, both physical means and digital means, that you can carry with you in the backcountry, even have some redundancies. I frequently use the phone apps such as Garmin EarthMate, which is a great free one, and I also use Guthook Maps when I'm on the Arizona Trail. Both these have offline features. You can also get something like Google Maps, but you need to make sure you download the area you're going to be working in, or else you won't have any sort of data when you're out of cell range. So there are a lot of different methods you can use depending what sort of stuff you're looking to do. Definitely do some of your own research though, so you know how to use it and how to effectively navigate in the backcountry before you get yourself in a bad situation. Don't get in over your head. Next, you need a headlamp or some sort of way to see at night. I prefer a rechargeable headlamp. I really like this one by BioLite. I have a gear review of it up there if you want to check it out. But you should, if you don't have a rechargeable one and with a way to recharge it, you should bring extra batteries for a non-rechargeable headlamp. It's important to be able to see at night. If you get in an emergency situation, you need to be able to navigate out no matter what time of day. And a headlamp comes in handy more than you know it. Whether it comes down to just breaking wood for your campfire, finding your way around camp, or making that dreaded midnight bathroom run. These things come in handy. They're not too heavy, and they can really, really help you out in a pinch. That's pretty self-explanatory. Next, it's important to have sun protection. If you're going outdoors for an extended period of time, it's so important to protect your skin from the UV rays from the sun. These rays can cause quick aging, they can burn your skin, and that leads to high risk for skin cancer. It can be a bad time, and then you might not sleep well at night if you're completely sunburnt. You don't want to deal with that. So have a plan to protect yourself from the sun, whether that's sunscreen, whether that's sun protective fabrics, wear a nice hat, wear sunscreen in high-use areas. It's really important, and you need to take it seriously. I have a special appreciation for it, being I live in Arizona, where people in the state essentially have a 50% higher likelihood to get skin cancer because of how intense the sun is here. So don't mess around with that. Really do take it seriously, because that could ruin your trip, and it could actually screw you up for life if you don't take it seriously. So please, please, take your sun protection seriously. Next, it's important to have some sort of a system for first aid. This here is my ultralight kit that I bring with me backpacking. It covers everything from my prescription medications, some painkillers like ibuprofen, some Band-Aids. I like carrying this stuff called New Skin. It's a great spray-on sort of cover for blisters and for little cuts and things like that. It's a pretty effective little pouch. It doesn't weigh a lot. You just need to build your own and know how to use everything in it. I covered a little bit about this in a previous video when I was going through some of my gear for my Arizona Trail through hike. If you want to check that out, definitely click that link up there. I kind of go into greater detail. But it's really important to have some sort of first aid system so that if an emergency happens, if something bad goes down, you have a way to at least get out of the situation and get better help. Next, it's really important to have a knife or some sort of way to repair your gear or modify your environment, so to speak. Some rudimentary tools like you have on like a little Leatherman can really make a big difference. Just this last weekend on a backpacking trip, I had to repair my stove using these needle nose pliers. Just having something as simple as pliers makes a huge difference. It's better than trying to jerry-rig some sticks together to try and get enough tension to screw a little Allen wrench thing. Trust me, having a knife and some rudimentary understanding on how to repair your equipment can really bring you a long way and keep you safe from the backcountry. So definitely have something like this in your kit. Next, they say that it's really important to have some sort of a system for fire. Whether this is matches, whether this is a fire steel, if you're good at that sort of thing, or just, your typical stove that you're going to boil your water over if you're backpacking. It's important to have some method to cook your food, to boil water in an emergency situation, and treat it. It's a good idea to have fire. It's one of humans' greatest inventions. Definitely take advantage of it in your situation, safely and responsibly, of course. The next sort of system that you really need is shelter. Whether that's a backpacking tent, a big old car camping tent if you're only camping out of your car, not backpacking, or if you're out just on a day hike, you can get an ultra lightweight bivvy, which is essentially a bag that goes over your sleeping bag to help keep you waterproof in case you end up getting stranded in some sort of a storm or some other situation where you need to stay overnight unexpectedly. It's important to have some sort of a plan in place in case things don't go according to plan. You at least have some sort of recourse to keep yourself and your group safe. So even if you're just planning on cowboy camping, sleeping out under the stars, not in a tent, just on a tarp, have another tarp to put over top of you if the weather ends up turning unexpectedly or something like that. It's important to have proper shelter to keep yourself safe, to keep your stuff dry, and to stay warm at night. So have shelter. All right, so now the last three all have to do with having contingencies. It's important to pack food, obviously, but it's also important to pack a little bit extra food. Don't just go with that bare minimum. At least pack an extra day's worth of food, a couple extra snacks than you think you'll need. In case you end up getting stuck out there an extra day or two, you have more fuel to carry you through your hike. It is a lot better to carry just a little bit extra weight. This dehydrated meal weighs a whole 7 ounces, but it carries 800 calories. So this is a lightweight thing. I could throw this in my bag as an extra meal, and if I need it, cool. If not, I get to use it on my next backpacking trip. So definitely have a little bit of extra food than you think you'll need. It's easy to calculate, okay, I think this will take me 2 nights. Easy, said and done. Well, when you sprain your ankle on day 2 and it's going to take you an extra 2 days to get out of there, you're going to want a little bit of extra food. You're not going to want to skate by. So definitely consider that, as well as packing extra water. The general rule of thumb is, 3 liters. 3 liters is pretty good to get by. Pack that amount of water. But if you're climbing up a big hill, maybe bring 4 liters. If you're climbing up a big hill when it's really, really hot out, maybe bring 5 or 6 liters. You need to adequately judge your situation and then maybe add a liter or 2. Because you don't want to end up in a situation where you get to your campsite for the night and there's no water and your pack is completely dry. That means you could die or you need a rescue. And obviously none of us want these things. So pack a little bit extra water. I know it is heavy, but it's better to have a little too much than not enough. So please, be safe. Last but certainly not least, you need to pack adequate clothing. It's easy to go out your front door in the middle of the day and go running in your bro tank and shorts. Say, yeah, it's really warm out. I'll be fine hiking in this. It won't be a big problem tonight. I'll be in my sleeping bag. Well, I just got back from a backpacking trip where the first day it was really freaking hot hiking out there. It was really sweaty. But then that second morning when we got up to go start our hike out, it was brisk in the morning, and I was really grateful that I had a merino wool long sleeve with me. It's important to pack at least a little bit extra clothes than you think you'll need, so in case you need to bundle up late at night, or it gets a little colder, the weather takes a turn or something, you have options. It's important to give yourself enough options to be comfortable, not overpack so much that you have a bloated backpack and so much weight you're carrying, but a happy medium between lightweight and safety, because that'll keep you the most comfortable and it'll keep you the most safe. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you guys appreciated it, please hit that like button down below, as it'll tell the YouTube algorithm that you appreciate the value in my work, and it'll get some more people watching these videos, and that'll help us grow our community, and it would help me out a bunch. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more videos like this, consider hitting that subscribe button down below so you can be here for future videos just like this. If you're already subscribed, thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate you. Thanks again for watching today's video. I'll see y'all in the next one. Stay groovy.